Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for joining in. I'm Lucas Rosa. It's a pleasure to be here at the Congress. Thank you for Hexagon for inviting us, for having us here. I'm here representing AngloGold Ashanti, especially AngloGold Ashanti Mine from Brazil, which is Cuiabá. And my motivation to be here is to share with you success stories, how we use Hexagon solutions to help us to solve big underground challenges that we face day to day. Here are my contacts. I work at the Operational Control Center. I'm an automation and systems engineer, and it's a pleasure to be here talking to you all. Okay? So my presentation, in the first place, I'll introduce you a little bit from who is AngloGold Ashanti and a few company overview and our numbers worldwide. And so on, we will carry along talking about the mine challenges that we face that I have already mentioned. And I have highlighted few of them, such as to say waste disposal, which Hexagon really help us monitoring. And we talk further deeply on this waste disposal. From site survey, we really use 3D scans for a variety of our problems inside of the mine to help us to solve out also production numbers and drilling procedures. For mine ventilation, which is also a very interesting case that we have using the e-control solution for another mine complex that we call Lamego, which is inside of Cuiabá Mine complex, and also a deep view of the Operational Control Center, which stands with the mine operate underground UG Pro system for quite a long time, and I believe that we have a very good stage of usage of the dispatch systems, and also highlights from what are still to come from technology view. Okay? So starting with who is AngloGold Ashanti. AngloGold Ashanti is the third largest gold producer in the world. And our vision is to be leader in sustainable developments in the gold mining industry. And we carry this along with a lot of procedures to do mining and also technology, as you will see. The mission is always create value for our stakeholders, employee, business, and also social partners. AngloGold Ashanti has a great story of impacting society on the mine places where it acts, and those are also our values shared among all of the company. To talk more about AngloGold Ashanti worldwide, we are with 10 operations worldwide in 8 countries. And here we produce those are 2022 numbers, which we produce 2.7 million ounces per year. And the distribution of this, Africa region gets 60% of our yearly production. America region, where I'm mainly talking from Brazil and Argentina, LATAM region, we are talking about 21% of production and 19% coming from Australia. Almost 33,000 employees around the world. So, talking deeply about Brazil operations, here is our managerial structure. We have Luis Rivera as LATAM operations, Renato de Castro from Minas Gerais region, and Luis Otávio as a director for the Cuiabá complex. We stand at the Operational Control Center above mining, above Thiago Nardi as a senior mine manager. And to say more about our numbers and where we are in Brazil, we have 3 mine complexes. To say one in the state of Goiás, which is Serra Grande unit, producing 88,000 ounces per year. And in Minas Gerais region, we have another 3 mine sites. The complex Cuiabá Lamego, which has 2 underground mine sites, and also in Santa Bárbara, and our Queiroz metallurgical plant in Nova Lima. We, in Minas Gerais, produce 310,000 ounces per year. So this is a view from the Cuiabá and Lamego units. Oh, sorry, the video didn't pass it. Can you please play around this video for me, please? This is only a view from the mine site of Cuiabá Mine complex, among with this beautiful view that we have from the system, from the complex. In here you will see also by the end of the video the operational control center that we have, along with the operators. The operational control center runs 24/7 with 4 AGA controllers and also other third-party controllers inside of the operational control center. Here it is. And this is where it sits, the mainly control of underground operations inside of Cuiabá complex. And to highlight better the problem, the situation that we have with the underground mine process nowadays, we run with almost 400 people underground, with almost 100 equipments for main fleet equipments, and this I'm saying haulage, drilling equipments, sustaining equipments such as shotcrete and carrying on that we need for to get our workplace already prepared to really produce. And from logistics point of view, we have a vertical shaft, which we take 5 minutes to go to the surface, to the level 11, which stands almost at 700 meters above. And we are producing on the level 22, 23 nowadays. And from this level 11 to the production areas, we take more 30 to 35 minutes to get to the real production. So this is a very complex scenario for us because we have a narrow gold vein, so to say, and we are going deep for 1.5 kilometers depth already. And this is a complexity of logistics for us because every minute counts on our production by the end of the shift and the end of the day and so on. So starting to talk about the mine challenges that we face day to day and how Hexagon is helping us to solve this out. First, talking about the waste disposal, we have 6 tailings and dams structures among Brazil operations, and in all of those dams we use the 3D scan, the Leica total robotic station to measure. It's a full field measure of the dams to really highlight the trend of slope variation for those structures to better secure and be safe using those waste disposal and waste material above on the surface. And also it brings together a very good technology, which I would say as a congate. In here we also, coming also from Brazil regulations, we need to have sirens among the areas. So these congates also help us to bring the results from those measures. If there is something wrong with the structure, it can automatically trigger the sirens to alert the population. And along with the GeoMoss software and other also that we can set up few engineering analytical measures, we can say if there is any problem with the structure. So all of this package comes along to help us bringing safety to our operations, and especially in dam monitoring. Also talking about 3D scan, we use 3D scans for a lot of other possibilities. Now just talking about underground possibilities. We do scanning to compare the real mass blasted versus the planning that we achieve. So with this, we can also see the blasting impact zone if any gold has left behind with this blasting that we carry on. We can also see if we have had any overbreak or underbreak with this system, and also the availability to go under these. Anyone who works on an underground mine knows that this environment is very hostile. And by using this 3D scan, we can also see better what we have done by the blasting procedures that we carry along 2 times per day. And also the grade adjustments over development stages, we can do the scanning to see if we are at the correct place at the mining, at the planning guys and the geologists guys are saying to us that where we need to be. So we need to excavate on the right place, at the right and produce the right impact on the blasting zone to really get the gold. As I mentioned it, that we have a very narrow straight vein, so a gold vein, so this really helps us out solving all of these problems. And also for topography and safety evaluations, for underground operations, we use 3D scans also to measure if we are having limited deviations from rock mechanics, so these we can produce also safer places for our operators to be day by day. So now talking about mine ventilation, this is a solution, any control solution, and I believe it was mainly designed for these Lamego units inside of Brazil, inside of Cuiabá complex. It runs inside of the Mine UG Pro, so it is under the control operations center to carry along all of the triggering of fans. And this we can do by really knowing where we will produce, and if we have any work area that we are not producing in there, we can turn off the fan and to have like a better air quality for all of the mine, and also to save energy and also money by not consuming energy for those fans. And it's a very tricky solution. It's a very good solution because it also uses the leak feeder infrastructure. Since this mine, we don't have Wi-Fi connection, so we can use the leak feeder solution, which we already have for the radio communication. We use this to carry along the triggering of fans. And also Lamego unit has another complex problem to solve because we have limited energy supply for this mine site. So we need to carry along the energy consumption as a real deal for the mine to keep going and running well of all of the other procedures and operations that we use energy also. And to highlight better in numbers, we have here the control solution savings per year. Here we have almost 60,000 reais per month, getting along those 3 years that I'm saying to you, 2021, 22, and 23, almost 1.75 million reais carried along of those 3 years, only by ventilation on demand, only by triggering the ventilators at the correct time, at the correct place, and using this shift as a shift basis operation inside of the operational control center. Talking about the Mine UG Pro, Mine Operator UG Pro, in here we can see a lot of other solutions that it brings out. It has a lot of resources that we can use, and I can say that we don't use still 80 to 70% of the total software, but we are also trying to get better on this, but we still use, for fleet management software, it carries along a very complex database in that we can analyze how our fleet is performing. For short-term planning, we receive the weekly planning and input all of this on the Mine UG Pro to carry along all of the tasks that we need to achieve to really achieve the production by the end of the shift, by the end of the day, and really control all of those tasks. Talking about the work area management, which is also a great solution that we have inside of the software, we cannot still control only the fleet, but we can control also the work areas. How are the cycling of those work areas? And I truly believe that's one of the most important things to do on the operational control center is to control the work area. And also, we can have an instant production evaluation, which comes along from all of the technology, which is standing on the operator, on the machines, on the equipments, and also available for the operators to use. So with this, we can receive the production at an instant, which allows us also to bring reports, faster reports to the decision makers. So with this, they can also use the system, use the data to take better decisions day by day, as we know that the underground mines has really interferences by the production of the shift. And to highlight 2 success stories with you, last year from 2020, those are a comparison from 2021 to 2022 numbers. We have a strict KPI last year, which was to produce, to double our drilled reserve from the mine. And with this, we carried along a lot of engineering analytics from the data that we have to place the operators, the fenders, the long-hole drilling equipments, and the resources that those operations need to better produce and do the drilled reserve KPI that we wanted to achieve by the end of last year. And by using all of the data that we have, combining all of this data, we could produce 4.4 thousand minutes reduction over delays, especially over delays. So we have analyzed all of the process that we have for long-hole drilling equipment, and we could produce 4.4 minutes reduction. This represents 52 hours more from productivity point of view, without having to insert any machine on the equipment on our mine process or any operator. So with this, we can produce gains, produce benefits by only taking a look at the data, at the historical data that we have to accomplish all of the KPIs that we want, because we know that the data is available for us to use. Another situation that I want to share with you is regarding the fleet management and maintenance status. I have mentioned that in the operational control center we have 4 AGA controllers. So one of them are the supervisor for the other 3 controllers, and we have a specialized controller for infrastructure tasks, one other for maintenance tasks, and the other one for the operations itself, to really put the operators on the correct work area with the correction, with the better task that we are assigned to each one of them. And they keep talking shift basis to produce the notes and all of the data that are coming along. They discuss in there, and they need to take quicker decisions above all of those data. And with this, we have produced, along with these maintenance controllers, we have changed the process a little bit from maintenance point of view. And by carrying on a lot of information to the UG Pro system, this maintenance controller, allows him to really communicate to the maintainers that are underground, to really go to the correct equipment where they are, taking already any parts that they needed to conclude the maintenance. And with this, we could achieve also comparisons to 2021 and 2022 numbers. We could reduce the amount of hours of maintenance that we have per equipment. Those numbers are per equipment that I'm saying for the whole year, and reducing 3% of maintenance hours, which also by the end of the day represents more productivity to our operations. And getting together with all of the things that I already mentioned it to you, every minute counts for us. Underground process is a very has very complex operations down there, so we need to carry along all of this data together to better impact our productivity by the end of the day. And as I said, still to come, we are also installing collision awareness system with Hexagon, which brings us the same view of the tracker, the tablets that we insert on equipments. So this is a very good advantage for us because underground equipments are also strict, limited on space, so we need to also have the amount of technology together to them. And also the Minoverse solution, which has already presented good results to us. We are I believe, on the final stage to really see the numbers. We are running with one fan drill operation with one long hole drilling equipment, and we already saw benefits from positioning the machine, so we also gain time of production with those equipment since the operator doesn't have to locate himself. The system, the software does it for him. If you please can play the video for me, it will show you better how this is carried along within the mine process. So this is the fan drill, the long hole drilling equipment that we use it. Along with them is the tablets, which help them to locate if we are having any variation during the long hole drilling process. With these, we are drilling almost 16 meters per hole. And the software already gives us if we are doing it on the correct way, since the drilled meters are also very expensive for us, so we need to do it with the highest quality that we should, and also impacting on the 3D scan that we will do later on, also reducing the overbreak, the underbreak, to have more productivity by the end of the shift. And we know AngloGold Ashanti has is committed to bring safer places, safer operations, and we know how the productivity impacts on safety because we don't want to produce at any cost. So with this, with every minute that we use, every data that we analyze, we are still getting together with more safer environments, a pace way to produce, to do the production by the end of the shift. So all of this technology, and I can say that Cuiabá Mine is a very technological place to be. We are achieving our targets yearly basis and also trusting even more on the technology that are available to us to use. Yeah, I believe we have a few room to questions, but I also leave here my contacts if you guys want to discuss anything. I'm at your disposal. And again, it was a pleasure. It was an honor to be here. And I believe that's it from my presentation. Thank you very much.